Okay.
You can put them in between me and Sleepy Sally over there.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, are we interrupting you or?
You okay?
Yeah.
I mean, really? It's 10 o'clock at night.
I'm still sick. I still have a freaking sinus infection.
Oh my god!
God, you're always sick.
I lost my voice most of the day.
You're like
today.
Shane.
No, that's Shane.
You're Mr. Glass.
I'm sick right now.
No.
I lost my
Mr.
voice
Glass
all morning.
#2. There we go.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. You're joining us here on YouTube or maybe on your favorite podcast app. We appreciate you being here. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also check out 5idiotstalkingtoys.com for all of our links to our socials. We've got different stuff going on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can also find our merch shop there and buy yourself a t-shirt. Why don't you? Support the show. We'd appreciate it. If you are watching on your favorite podcast app, follow us there. We also have a Wednesday Wins and Whiffs episode every week, and also a live stream once or twice a month that is only on YouTube. So come on over and make sure you subscribe to our channel there. We do have a special episode tonight. We have a guest that's going to join us, so you don't have to just look at our 5 stupid faces. You get another face to look at. We're going to bring the guys in now, and we'll chit-chat and get this show going. John Walden's here. Charles is here. Brandon Alamo's here. And Christopher's here.
What's up, guys?
Who's Christopher? He's Sleepy Sally tonight?
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe.
You're Sleepy Sally.
Joe.
Lego head.
Yeah, Sloppy Joe and Sleepy Joe. Oh, it's great. So what's going on, guys?
Well, we have a special guest that is going to make Charles's pants really tight.
Yes.
Very excited. Very excited.
So, we did a live stream recently. That was fun. You guys were at the Morphe auction. We got a whole recap on that. And here we are. We got a fresh guest to speak to about not vintage Star Wars particularly. So that's kind of exciting because we want to have some other conversations about other lines of collectibles. And Nate Swanson is going to join us tonight, and he is the Lego master, from what I'm told. Is that correct, yes. Charles?
That is correct. I just want to add one thing in. We lead in one thing, and that is Morphe auctions videos. We are the leaders on YouTube.
Yes.
Check us out. Type in Morphes.
That's it.
You'll find us.
We lead it.
Right.
Well, then
if they ever have another Star Wars auction, we'll be at the front of the line.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 40 years on YouTube, when people are looking up about this find, they're going to be seeing our video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what it is? We try to grasp onto any news in the hobby, right? Because it's a 40-something-year-old hobby. It's not exactly flush with news every month.
That was a 40-year-old find.
Yeah.
Find. John, how did you find that find? Did you find that find well?
I found it on Junkman's channel on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
John,
so,
I just said we were the leaders. The leaders.
Yeah.
And you go to a rival YouTube channel?
That garbage out, man. Come on. All right, so anyway, Nate owns Brick Island.
Brick Island,
Lego, out of Washington State. So,
Washington State. I didn't know that.
We've been excited about having him on for a little while now, and something different for our page and our channel. So, yeah, we'll see what he's got.
All right, very good. So we're going to talk Legos tonight. From what I understand, he collects a number of different kind of Lego lines. So let's jump into that. Again, subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. We appreciate you following us on any of the podcast apps as well. And come on back for our episodes throughout the week. Now introducing our guest, Nate Swanson. Nate, now, is it correct that you are related to the chicken heiress and also Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec?
Yes, we're both sisters. Can you also, per my request, can you turn down Charles's breathing during the showing of the?
Can we turn down his chewing before we get to that part?
I thought we were already clear on that.
Everyone loves the chewing. They love it.
Oh, the dogs.
I love how he's just sitting here chewing on chips during a show.
I
An
get
interview with someone.
I get so many messages, and they're like, "Please chew more." So I'm trying.
Really?
I mean, I'm trying to chew more.
Was he eating ice chips like a dog?
No, they're orange juice chips. That's what they do in their family.
That's
Exactly.
Chris. That's only Chris.
Where did Chris make that up? Do you know where that came from?
I'm actually really embarrassed. I couldn't even think of it.
Oh, you be quiet.
Have you mentioned it to your parents, by the way?
My parents know about it, Charles. Don't act dumb.
I won't bring it up.
Yeah.
This is so embarrassing. We're talking about orange chips with a special guest tonight. He's standing here looking at us talk about stupid. Nate, how are you? Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Above average as usual.
So where are you in Washington State? I didn't realize you were up there.
I live on an island, 2 hours north of Seattle.
Okay. I have a lot of family in Seattle, so I was just up there in the fall.
You serious, Nate? You're on an island?
Yeah, I got 4 acres out here, and it's all woods and trees and
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
How close are you to Bremerton?
it's west and south but yeah, it's there.
Okay,
Whidbey's closer. You know that, Brandon.
I know. Whidbey Island. Well, a lot of people in the Navy don't know Whidbey Island. They know Bremerton because that's where all the crappy ships are. So
I was going to say that Charles and I are actually on an island also. We're on Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island.
He's on like a real island. Like,
Well,
like
yeah.
Nate gets hungry. He has to go outside with a bow and arrow and actually shoot a
Oh,
boar.
yeah. Yeah, when the power goes out here, we're just screwed.
When he wants to go to the supermarket, he's got to wait 3 hours for a ferry.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's no ferry here, but I do have a boat.
Really?
You have your boat, okay? All right, good. So one of you idiots jump in here. How do you know Nate? You know, like how long have you known him? What do you know about him? What do you want to tell people about him?
Let's go with the top
Maybe
idiots.
on that last part.
I first met Nate because he sold me some vintage Star Wars figures about a year and a half ago, maybe. I don't know. It was in December, I remember. 2 Decembers ago, probably. But then getting to know him and see what he had there, he was sending me pictures of some of the figures that he had, and I saw a lot of Lego stuff in the background. So I started asking him about that, and then he told me that he had his own shop there and that he does shows and stuff. So that's how I know Nate. Found him on one of the toy groups, and I bought some figures from him, and now we're talking about Legos.
So Nate, he saw that you had a lot of Legos in the background. What was your feeling when you found out he has a lot of cardboard in the background?
Ooh. Just major limpage. No, like
Cool.
I think Brandon probably every 9 days sends me a message saying any more stormies? Any more stormies?
Yeah,
Sounds like Brandon.
Heavy stop batch. Anyway,
it's got my crack addiction. Plastic
Yeah.
crack.
so you guys have seen me. You guys have seen me on the IC or the Wanted Wednesday. Probably
Oh yeah.
all around every time. All I want is Yoda all the time.
Yoda stuff.
So
Yeah.
over the last in 2022, I think I bought like 275 loose Yodas.
Oh my God.
Maybe 5 mint on card that were, nicely priced, but everybody wants $75 for a complete Yoda now. I get it, but so that's kind of my thing. Not in here, obviously, but whatever.
So let me ask you, when Yoda was hitting like $85, $90 a piece, did you have any thoughts there, or did you,
I
I'm
just
sure
took
you
a-
stopped buying them for a while, but what
I
were
just
your...
took a big on everybody's doorstep and then turned my computer off. I say that here because that's what I did. Because remember,
But does
when
it
they
make
were
you
like,
want to sell any or not even think about it?
nope, not even.
Yeah.
So I bought a bunch of 1967 Redline Hot Wheels a couple months ago, and I traded them off to a dude, and he sent me just a bunch of Yoda. My wife says, so you're not selling the Yoda, right? And I said, no. She goes, so the money you put into the Hot Wheels, what are you doing with that? I'm like, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just putting it around. She's like, are you going to sell like one Yoda? I'm like, why would I do that? It's stupid.
It's gone.
No.
It's gone now.
I love
Yeah,
I love the way that a collector makes sense out of things. It's like, no, I didn't pay for the Yodas. I traded the Hot Wheels for them. I didn't put any money out for the Yodas.
No, they were totally paid for too.
Yeah.
So Nate, how did you get into Legos?
So I've always been into Legos as a kid. 80s,
He's getting
90s.
emotional, guys.
I moved out of my parents' house, and my parents gave my Lego to my nephew, and I about had a stroke because I knew that my sister.
This was last year. You moved out last year.
Yeah, finally. And I was like, "Oh God, I'm never going to see that Lego again." That little kid. Bless your heart, Ben, if you're listening. But my sister is like, throw anything away if it's not tied down. So after the course of, say 15 years, my little space and castle and, the yellow castle and the castle set was like 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like that old. It's not, but you get it. So I get the Lego back some 12 years later, and it's just missing every bit of instructions. It's added, just got a little Harry Potter in it now, but there's no more instructions because, God forbid, there was one page ripped away and my sister just threw it away. So, I get that back, and it kind of starts a new spark. This is probably 8, 9 years ago or so. And then I decided I wanted to do this sort of custom thing with a Lego base plate, and, like mold it over a rock in the oven. I saw this thing on YouTube or whatever. So I put out an ad on Craigslist that I wanted some Lego base plates. And then I started getting these messages saying, do you want Lego too? And I was like, and this is like 2014. I was like, yeah, I want Lego too. Sure, why not? And then in droves, people were sending me messages saying, here, buy my stuff. And so I just didn't stop buying. I just kept, yeah.
I just kept buying.
And then, yeah, I mean, that's what we do, right?
Of course.
So that was 2014-ish. And then 2018 came around. And, at this point I had amassed several minifigures and base plates, of course. I never did get that project going. Lots of sealed sets, new sets, old sets. Started getting really clever, trying to find new things. And we were renting at the time. And the landlord said, hey, we'll give you, maybe 5-6 months to, figure it out, but we want to sell the house. And I said, well, I'm 5 years behind my 5-year plan. She said, well, we'll give you a little more time. And I said, my wife said, she goes, do you want to sell your Lego? And I was like, ugh, not really, but I did. And so I decided to have a garage sale, and the first garage sale did like $3,200 in a weekend. I'm like, oh, okay. And Roma walked out to my wife. She walks out to the garage. She goes, you didn't even put a dent in this. And there's like 400 pounds of loose brick piled up on this table. And I'm like, well, let's do it again. So we did it essentially 3 more weekends, and we came up with a down payment on a house. Wow. And that was it. I was like, well, I got to keep doing this for sure. And then it morphed into, I've always loved Star Wars Kenner. I've always collected vintage Kenner stuff. And then it morphed into this, well, now I can kind of afford it, But whereas before, who's got $300 sitting around for a mock? It became this, all right, sure, I'll play around a little bit. And
yeah.
And then a couple people, I sort of geared my Craigslist ads towards not just Lego. And then it became, hey, I have a whole Star Wars collection to sell. And then, you guys get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Now, I hear you saying Lego. Is that because there's the word, it's wrong to say Legos?
100%.
Okay. I caught on by the 4th Lego.
It is also plural.
Okay.
It stands for it's Danish for let godt, or play well.
Mm-hmm.
So Lego is a concept. It's not a thing. You get it.
I wonder if Charles knew that. Charles, were you familiar with that?
He doesn't.
No.
Yes, yeah,
He says Legos every day.
yeah. Every day is Legos.
It's Lego Star Wars. It's not Star Wars Lego. Lego's always first.
Charles, do you want to go have dinner or?
I already messaged Nate. He told me I really want to watch you eat while I'm on. So I said, okay.
That was
I'll try
my
the
wife
best I can.
responding to that. Maybe.
So Nate, where did you started? You talked about an older set that you had, previously.
Yeah.
Where did you start collecting the sets? Was it? I know you said it was a mix, but did you start with more modern stuff at the time, and then it was a matter of finding some of the older stuff? How hard is that to find these days?
100%. Yeah. So it started with more modern. It was like when I started, it was, I don't know if you remember the Batman movie, the Batman Lego movie. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
John
garbage.
does. Yeah.
Garbage. But I mean, the movie wasn't that horrible, but it was like, that was what came out at that time frame. And so everybody had sealed Star Wars or Batman Lego sets really cheap. And I was like, well, sure, I'll grab some, and then kind of going from there on and on and on. And then it became, like little grandma has a collection in her closet. Kids decided they didn't want Lego anymore. She's willing to let it go. You go find it, and it's just filled with paper bags filled with, 1980s Lego sets, and you don't see them that often. They're really the yellow sets, I call them. There's nothing in here right now, but the yellow sets or the the old space sets.
It was
City
like
sets,
the original ones.
yeah, or they call them system. Those ones are they're harder to find sealed than, and we're talking like early 90s. Even though I call it vintage, they were so rare that there was anything that happened in the 80s that wasn't just so, or you would ever see again. So some of the yellow boxes from Lego sealed are more rare than a double telescoping Luke. I mean, you won't see it. You just won't see them sealed. So
I saw one of those the yellow boxes with the one of the castles, two different versions of the castles with the red, the red flags, and I forget what period that was, but it was super old at this point. And I saw kind of what the estimated value was, and I was blown away. They're buku bucks.
Oh, dude, some of the difference between, I mean, you guys get it from we all do toys, and you cut that little piece of tape. It's a $250 bill, most times. But there are some there's like a space monorail. It's like a $3,500 set.
Wow.
If you cut the tape, it's $1,400. And the collectors want to open. They either want to put it on the shelf, which is really rare because Lego people want to open it. I get it. They want to open it and they want to play with it. They want to be the first one to do that. I don't want to be the first one to open up Luke and play with it. I want to look at it. I want to see it right there. I don't want to send it into AFA and get hosed again, but you get it. So, I mean that in the nicest way. Edit that out.
So do you find that a lot of Lego? So people will buy sealed sets and then open them?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And I get back in the back here. I have full or flat packed boxes where the customer didn't want it because they knew they were going to have to pay an extra $20 for shipping, and they're just like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to build it. Send it me in a paper bag. I don't care. So I'll keep the box. I'll save them on shipping. We're all happy, and the box, I'll sell the box for $100, and they know it.
Wow.
They know that they didn't want the box. They didn't want to pay the extra $20 for shipping. I'll send like a merry-go-round box or like an Ewok Village box. I'll sell it for $50 just for the cardboard. I'll flat pack it and sell it for $50.
Wow.
It's just I mean, you guys get it,
so,
selling it.
Is this your store that you're in right now, or is this like your collection room? This is your store.
Yeah, this is a store.
Wow.
So Let me see if I could say this right.
It's Lego, not
Is
Lego.
loose Lego? You know, it's loose Legos. Is loose Lego? Is it worth anything? I mean, my kids have a big tub of them, and they kind of been like handed down from other people we know. That's an easy way to get your kids, bricks to build. But
Of course.
are the modern loose pieces, worth something, or do you really need to have the sets and the instructions and the pieces that go with the set?
So let me get a beer and I'll tell you the story.
A few moments later.
Oh, you see that Cloud City?
I'm looking at that.
Charles already poked a hole in that while you were gone. So
To the side.
I want it, but it's just so expensive.
The funny thing is, I tell this to everybody. It's 698 pieces. Anybody could build that from scratch right now.
Yeah, it's the figures.
It's just the figures.
Yeah.
And,
And what does it go for?
The
$8 grand? $9 grand?
7, 8, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year is that from?
2006.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God.
Amazing.
Yeah, Lego did a transition from mail order to internet, and this I think was also a Toys R Us exclusive. And it was not very popular. And if I picked up the box and brought it from the shop to here, or from the office to here, and it started raining. I was like, "Oh baby, this." I brought a trash bag, obviously, but I heard it in the box, and I'm like, "Oh, that's right. It's 608 pieces." Like every box, that same size. Like to give you an example. This box is smaller. It is twice the density. It is twice the pieces. And it still has a quarter of the box. This general area is still empty. It's a void. And here's this turd right here that nobody wanted in 2006. And so I heard random stories about it being put in a dumpster or, Lego put it on clearance. But again, it was right in that transition where they went from order to let's figure out the internet.
Yeah,
we got this. And
I want to say to you, why does the company do that? Because obviously, it takes up more room to ship. It takes up more shelf space that they've got to basically pay for one way or the other. But it's Lego. I mean, they can do whatever they want. They're going to get as much shelf space as they want.
Sure. It's bigger.
But is there an actual reason for the packaging being larger than necessary?
They don't do that anymore, but at that time, there was another set that did that right around that same time. It was Palpatine's Arrest. Can't remember the number, but again, it had the same thing. It was a bunch of figures that were neat and a bunch of orange pieces, red pieces, maroon pieces, rather. But this is the same. I think it was just kind of a cash grab. Like, let's just fill it up and make it look like a turd, and then see how many dumb people buy it, and nobody did. So then, when it cleared out, that's why it's $8 grand. Not only that, but the printing on Boba Fett. I mean, Boba Fett's arm printing was original at the time. They do that now. It's not like it's tricky. They just decided to, I don't know, not make it.
So they never used to paint the arms on the figures. This is like one of the first ones towards the Boba Fett.
Yep. And they've done it again since then, and those figures aren't worth more than 12 cents or $4 or $5, but Ninjago, whatever. And then of course they released everything again on the 20th for the 40th anniversary, and they did the exact same figures from this set, and they put one figure in each little set. So Luke was in an X-wing, Leia was in, doesn't matter, and was in a safe one. Lando was, who knows. So they did the for sake of argument, 20th anniversary, and they all had on the back pad printing that said 20th anniversary. So they did the exact same printing and then cheapened it by saying this is not the same thing. So I'm gonna get it.
So how do you judge? So there's a lot of stuff that comes up for sale. A lot of people moving their kids Lego and like buckets and just huge bins full, and they're like $500 for 40 pounds of just all this stuff. And I'm just
Crazy.
like, I look at it and I'm like, is that a good price? Is that not a good price? I see people by the handful grabbing pieces and putting it in bags and trying to,
Right.
buy it like at a flea market and stuff like that. And people just pour it all on a table and people are going nuts picking over and all that. Like, I have no idea how to judge, what's good and what's not. What would you say for like somebody who's just starting? Charles has been into it for a little while. I'm starting to get into it and looking, but I send a message all the time. I can never judge what anything's worth or if I'm getting a good deal or if I'm getting hosed. What kind of advice do you have?
Well, from a level from top to bottom, I used to have this memorized, but basically, when it's got all the minifigures, you can see them, and it has a stack of instructions, and you can see through the brick, and you can see there is no Mega Block or there's no crayons, there's no half-eaten dum-dums, there's no G.I. Joe legs, there's no pennies. If you can get through all that and you can take a look at some of the photos and go, okay, this is a pure, unadulterated collection. I want it. Great. But if you see that there's no instructions, obviously there's no boxes. If there's no instructions. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's less value because it's just bulk. We call it bulk. If there's minifigures in with the bulk, it has the better value. If it's just bulk and the kids are keeping the minifigures, don't waste your time. People say all the time, "Oh, I see Lego selling for $10 to $12 a pound on eBay." I'm like, do you see it selling or do you see it listed? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I don't see one minifigure in a 1 gallon bag, I'm not even swiping. Yeah, because there are people out there that are smarter and getting smarter, like all of us are. They're not sifting through dirt to find gold. They're sifting through gold. They don't want to fuck around with this shit. So yeah. If you don't see one minifigure, and if you ask a question if there's any minifigures and they can't answer, pass. Yeah. Because minifigures are $4 a piece all day long for Susie Sally with yellow face that sits on the stool, like from no Lego set that doesn't matter at all. Yeah. Whereas, look at this guy, $3,200 for Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah. $2,000, $3,200, whatever you want to call it. There are gold versions, there are chrome versions of C-3PO. There are so many variants. There's a chrome. There's a chrome Vader that's like $800 or something like that.
Yeah,
it's a polybag Vader. I have a couple.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Most of the money is all in the minifigures and not the actual play sets and the vehicles. Some of the vehicles and the play sets they command like money, but most of the money is all in the figures. It's all in the minifigures. That's it. Yeah. Nate, live on this video, let's open that Cloud City.
Chicken.
Oh, 2 years ago, I traded like $1,500 worth of Lego buildings for that.
What if you sell? What if you opened it? What if you opened it and you sold the minifigures? Won't you get back your $7,000?
No, that's the thing. Just not quite barely. And here's the thing: like and if I sold the pieces from that without the minifigures, $100.
Nothing really.
Correct.
How about the box though? Sell the box for a lot.
$500-$600 for the box.
Yeah, there you go.
And so now, like, let's just say, for instance, I'm actually curious about this.
Yeah.
Let's say you do sell the box and you put it, like, does it take a long time for it to sell, or will that sell actually?
Oh, no.
That'll be instant?
The thing is...
that one, yeah.
Really?
Shipping is always horrible. Like, so there was a there was a time where Lego did boxes that were like clamshell, and they have like rigid
Yeah.
cardboard around, so they don't flat pack well. So this wouldn't flat pack, so I'd have to ship it just like anything else. So, which is fine, but it's going to be $25 for me to ship it to the Midwest. $35 for me to ship it to the East Coast, even just based on dimensional weight. I could ship it medium mail, but then I have to get weird, and then sometimes it gets inspected, and they're like, "Well, it's not really medium mail." So, versus like a regular Lego set that's full and takes up the same amount of weight or the same amount of dimensional weight,
space.
it's going to be the same price. Whereas like Harry Potter boxes, let's say they all flat pack perfectly, I have to take, because they flat pack so fat and huge, I actually have to take I have to go get a Home Depot box and then customize a Home Depot box and then screw around with a razor knife and tape just to make the boxes work. And luckily, I can find like 3 or 4 people that want, or one person that wants like 3 or 4 boxes, but usually it's a mess. So
Sounds fun.
yeah.
You want to show us around there?
You want to look around?
Take us for a little tour.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this.
It's a human head in there.
Don't mind him.
You know who that looks like? The YouTube guy that John sent us. That is not being a show.
Josh Pence.
Yeah, that's who it looks like. Is that Josh Pence?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I have his brother here somewhere.
I wonder what happened to him.
So this, to answer your question, this right here,
Wow.
this is a collection I went and bought, and in the collection came a bunch of instructions, and I thought, okay, well, these are good Star Wars sets. These are good, this is a good sets. I think I can make this work. And then I get into it, and I start going through every tote, and they're all empty. And I send the guy a message. I'm like, "Hey, thought you were cool. That sucks." He's like, "Oh, hey, I found another box." I'm like, "Yeah, you did. I bet you did, didn't you? Because I know where you live now." So that he managed to come up with that, which was great. But you have to be really on your game, because it's so easy for people now to just say, "All right, well, I'm keeping the minifigs," and then you get a surprise.
Yeah.
So that's the huge thing with Lego is someone they'll buy a playset, they'll remove the figures, and then they sell the box with the playset or the vehicle with no figures.
Right.
Man, that's huge with Lego.
Huge.
Huge. No, I'm not supposed to show you that shelf.
You have like a lot of like random heads.
Hoarder.
Nate is a huge head collector. Look at him.
Just a few villages.
Oh my
Can't see
god,
my
those
moving too
base
fast.
plates.
I know, dude. That's money right there.
Yeah.
That's the lunar. So this is the mess. This is some good sets here, but this is the shipping mess, and these are all minifig parts. Heads, hats, purses, torsos.
Wow.
Really, really bright light. Oh, here's a nice old vintage set. Again, sorry for the washout. It's a pretty bright.
$2. I'll take it. Claim.
Yeah,
$2.
yeah, no problem.
So you'll get all those parts in, and you'll know how to build it, or
Yeah,
okay.
Are the instructions easy to find online?
Yes.
they are, but it's a shit show. So a lot of people will say, "Here's some Kenner." A lot of people will say, "Oh, you can just buy the," if they don't have the instructions. "Oh, dude, you can just buy the instructions online." or you can find them online. And yeah, sure, you can, if you don't mind printing off 675 pages from Lego. You don't mind buying ink. I mean, unless you want to just go back to your computer, every 22 seconds and look at it and try to piece everything together. So that's kind of the thing. Like a lot of people are, oh well, you could just look up the instructions online.
But how good are you? How good are you? Like so you definitely have to look up instructions online and stuff to build half of this stuff.
Well, for sure. I mean, anybody really has to. There's some people. I mean, I can do some things from scratch or blindfolded, but it's like, it's like 5 or 10 pieces at a time. It's not like it's not like I could just go from memory on any of these. I don't think anybody really can.
So you showed us the collection that you bought recently. If you get I don't even want to use that as an example. Forget about 9 or 10 totes. If you get 3 totes and you've got instructions, I mean, what are you doing there? Are you really digging through 3 totes and trying to decipher what piece goes to what set? I mean, how do you do that?
Yes.
I mean, that's why people just get rid of them and get rid of them as bulk, because how do you do that? I'm sure it's easier being a Lego person and pieces, but I mean, you'd sit there. It would be like if there was 4,000 piece puzzles and they were all just mixed together in a box.
Oh yeah, screw that. Let me give you an
It's all about the minifigures. That's it. That's what it's all about.
That's all Charles knows about.
That's what it's all about, though.
Just going to say
really
minifigures over and over again.
Just keep saying it. Minifigures.
Charles wants to be a Lego guy so bad, but he only collects the minifigures.
So only Lego Star Wars. I don't care about Robin Hood or Harry Potter. Yeah, I don't care.
So Nate actually hooked me up with a humongous Lego collection about a year ago, Nate, probably.
That's about right.
Yeah, about a year ago. I can tell you that the collection is still in the process of being put together.
You got it, though?
Huh?
You got it?
I didn't get it. He's still doing the work and putting everything together. It's a very long, slow process.
Ugh.
So I'm waiting to hear back from him. But Charles, I will be buying a very big Lego collection.
Is it Star Wars?
I'll tell you guys this. I'll tell this to anybody. I will show anybody or teach anybody or give anybody pointers as long as they're not in my backyard. I'm totally happy to help. For no cut, whatever. I think anybody needs to know how to do this. And
yeah, I sent you some pictures about a year ago. I was like, hey, what am I looking at here? It was like a sand crawler that was complete, right. I think. And you were like, does it have instructions in a box? I was like, nope. And you're like, walk away.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example right here on looking at a batch. Okay. You don't see these very often. These are little microfighters. So there's 2 or 3 little minifigures. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They came in a little box, whatever. You see the size of the box? You see the size of the instructions? Kind of get where I'm going with this? It's not worth your time. This, you see the size of this?
Yeah.
It's always about the size. It's always about the size and the content and the numerous minifigures. Look at Ahsoka, Anakin.
Is that an ATT?
Yep, AT. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so here's both. Now they might be in that batch, but the minifigures aren't in there. So that's the first thing I noticed. If these were in there, I'd build it. I would put this to the top of the stack. You know what I would do? I'd go through and I'd find the parts. This one, same size, same general size. Call it a medium large. That one. This one, not so much. With the, I always forget that dude's name, but it doesn't matter.
I think that's Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
This
Oh, I love that thing.
Dude.
I want that.
So always look in the top corner. So that was always the icon for the 1 to 3 year run that they did on the boxes. So for example, I'll show you. Obviously we have.
I'll be on a little bit.
Right?
Just watch.
And then we have. So sort of an interim in between movies. And you have. This was like the second or third iteration of Star Wars packaging. So that gives you sort of an age range. But that's a $700 set if it's sealed. So it's a $340 set like that. So again, I go through the instructions and I realize, well, some pretty key minifigures come with that.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's a $175 minifigure. He's not in there. Kind of bummed.
Jeez.
So now I'm like, well, we let it all go. We keep the minifigures, or do we let it all go? So that's kind of your answer on that. The short version.
So have fun, Charles, doing all that.
I don't do that. I get ones like this. Like this. It's all smashed up.
Yeah.
And it's not like vintage Star Wars. I'll open this thing up. Could care less. Opening it up.
You're gonna open it.
Oh yeah. 100%.
What have you done with your life? Leave it alone.
I've done everything.
You're cutting $50 off the price.
Yep. I'm just gonna open it up because I need those minifigures.
All right. I get it.
I think he's trying to do a minifigure collection.
I am.
So I did that too, and during COVID, everything got really crazy. First year, I was selling stuff in my shop that was like 80% complete, and I was like completely transparent. Like, I don't know if anything is complete here. And people were like, "Oh, we don't care. Just send it to me." Okay. And I had to actually shut the shop down for 3 months because there was nothing left.
Wow.
In 2020,
Wow.
I was like, "What in the hell? Everybody wants Lego." And then it became like now these guys are like begging for Lego minifigures, and I had thousands just sitting in here. Like, hadn't got around to it. I was focused on my day job, which is no longer a thing. I was just constant. And then it became, well, we'll give you $130 a pound for random minifigures. I don't care if they're broken. I don't care if it's a torso, a head, a hair. Like, okay, I'm your Huckleberry. Well, then I got in touch with some dudes that were like, $600 a pound for your Star Wars minifigure. I'm like, well, I'm going to keep Jabba. I'm going to keep Dooku. I'm going to keep, the Chrome Troopers. I'm going to keep the good stuff. I'm like, that's okay. Send me your Phase 1 clones, your troopers, your common Leia and Luke's. I'm like, okay, sure. So I filled up a couple, I don't know, I think it was like 13 pounds of just Star Wars Lego minifigures for $600 a pound.
Jesus.
Wow.
And that did that. You kind of do that math real quick. I think it's $2,700. Did really well.
7,800.
So, yeah. And then I cleaned it out again in 2021. And then, of course, for the last 2020, 2021, and most of 2022, I could not find a collection to save my life. Could not beg. I mean, I was begging. I was wearing a skirt for half the year.
You look like really good too.
Thank you. I don't shave my legs. Is that why?
So Nate, I want to get set 9516. Now, for us experienced collectors, we know that's the Jabba's Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was actually
wanna-
bidding on that the other day on eBay.
Were you?
Yeah.
I want to get that and open it and put it together with my kids, though. What is that? What is that? What kind of reaction do I get from you out of that?
So
It's not that old, but it's old.
It's a great set. Buy it used.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll tell you what makes it better. Very few people know this, and I'm not trying to sell you because I want you to buy it used. I don't want you to open it and fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
It fits perfectly on top of this.
Oh, the dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice.
You have to get this, and you have to put that on top of
Really?
it. And it fits perfectly on top of it.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
I definitely would want to do
Made
that.
to do that.
You want the Leia Bush one, right?
Yeah, I want.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it's got so many minifigures with it.
So I was bidding on it, I think yesterday. It sold, it was loose, no box, no instructions. I think it sold for like 250, 275. I forget what it was.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Really?
it goes for close to 400 sealed,
Wowzers.
Yeah.
but it's
If you
got
guys ever need
like 9 or
instructions, I have-
10 minifigures with it.
Yeah, the minifigures are the best, and
Yeah,
I think Bush is almost 80.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's $80. Yeah,
Yeah.
I lucked out because I got her with Chewie and the Han in carbonite as a little set, and I was able to sell off the other figures so that I could have her. But
Nice.
yeah, she goes like for $80. It's crazy
Yeah.
because it's the only time they ever released her is in that set.
And they'll do it
So-
again and screw it up for you. That's how
Right,
they do it.
right.
So that's the thing with Lego. Like, you can have a set and it's worth like $1,000.
Lego.
I just said Lego. I said Lego.
Yeah,
I know. Now he's saying Lego. I love it.
I said Lego. I always say Lego. So all of a sudden, they release close to the same set that has the same like minifigures, and all of a sudden it's worth $100. Like,
Right.
Prices like move so fast with Lego.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is it depends on what you collect. But for me, I just literally want the set. So if they re-release that, I'd be in all my glory because I'd be happy to buy it for $100 or whatever it might go for, new.
Yeah.
So, Nate, what are your favorite pieces? Like
That's
for
the-
your
That's the cheaper. I mean, you can.
that's
you can-
that's the Boba Fett.
Oh, look at him go.
Eh,
You can make that work.
So-
Nate,
you have
Go-
a
go
store,
on.
but do you collect them? You feel like you have a collection of your own, or at this point, it's
Oh, yeah.
just hey, I run a store.
Oh no, I have a collection of my own. That's the
Okay.
thing. It's like if I stopped collecting, I think I'd be a poser.
Yeah,
I can't. I can't.
So
what
where's
are your
your
fa-
where's your collection?
yeah.
It's in my office
Okay.
in the house. Might be
So-
that'd be a different podcast because that's mostly Kenner in there.
So, what are your favorite pieces from Lego
Oh,
for your own collection?
I mean, Cloud City is not so bad,
Mhm.
but mostly anything yellow face. Like the original because they changed from pale around
Yeah.
2009. But all the first run stuff. I have a lot of sealed. I think 2001 to 2006, mostly the whole run. Anything Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
That was my jam. That was a 77
See?
baby. So
You see, guys, I said the same thing. That's my jam.
Yeah.
Jedi. Everybody loves Empire. Everybody
Empire
loves
Strikes
12
Back.
backs. It's all
Yep.
about Jedi.
I do have a couple.
No
I
one
do have
cares
a couple-
about Jedi.
I do have a
Brandon
couple-
only collects Jedi mocks. Come on. You guys weren't even
Oh.
old enough to see it.
False.
That's the funny thing is I have a couple of 12 back runs, and I'm 2 away from finishing the Power of the Force, and not just the last 17, all of them. And Return of the Jedi cards don't really mean that much to me, even though that was my favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly Lego stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Sail Barge, Jabba's Sail Barge. If you look that up, that's an amazing set. They did paper sails and then they did plastic sails and blah blah blah.
What do you think of this, Nate? These.
Dude,
You have these?
I have a couple of those. There's so many tweakers all the time trying to sell me those. I'm like, ugh.
I bought like 10 of them. I'm gonna save them.
You have to save them for like 4 years
I am.
because they're gonna triple easily.
I know they are. I know.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Lego. Like you have to find ones like this. So like these are like $19.99. So
What is that?
who cares about this?
Right.
You only care about this.
Right.
You care about the
What is that?
these four clones. You care
So
about the
Lego-
4 clones on the bottom. That's it.
So Lego does this. I have a graph somewhere, but I think I recycled it. So Lego does this in Walmart. It's a $90 set, and then it's all of a sudden it's on sale for $100. You're like, what the f- just happened? And then all of a sudden it's on it's discount for $80, and then all of a sudden it's on clearance for $60. And this happens in a 1.5 year cycle because Lego releases twice a year, spring and fall, and then all of a sudden come fall they got to get rid of spring shit, and it's on clearance, Walmart, Target, whatever. So that $100 set is now $60, and you can't sell that set for $60 because nobody wants to buy it. And maybe it's been out for 2 years, maybe it's been out for 1 year, and then give it some time, maybe 6 more months, nonstop, never stop, ever stopping. I think there's a movie on that, but basically, once it goes clearance, once it goes retired, just watch it walk away because it's just never ever going to stop. And it just pretty much, except for anything Friends, and except for like Hidden Side, which was a hit and miss, and some weird Ninjago, or what is that other crap? Oh my god, this bird.
So there's a lot of like Lego guys that they'll take like 5 to 10 grand and they'll buy like Lego sets and they just rotate them through and save them.
This thing?
Nexo Knights.
No good. No bueno. Nobody likes that. But yeah, buy it all up. Buy it all up, but don't buy it in its prime. People talk.
You need to
about
find sets that have like multiple minifigures, or they're like, the set has a like a minifigure that's like not in any other set, but that set that I showed was like kind of like a smaller set from the larger one, and it's only $19.99, but you get 4 clones in it, and
Right.
everyone wants clones. They
I don't know.
They sell so easily.
You got people like Brandon that are army builders. I mean, there are army builders out there. They're everywhere.
Yep.
Brandon is buying clones all the time.
I'm telling you.
Only.com.
What set? I couldn't see what set is that a part of. It doesn't have a name, or does it?
501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack. I would buy 5 to 10 of these. You spend $100 or $200 and just hold them.
Yep.
They'll be worth money.
Are
Because
they brand new right now? What's the story?
you get
behind
4
it?
minifigures, so you're only paying $5 each figure.
Yeah,
Who cares about the freaking vehicle and everything?
yeah.
But you can
It's gonna
find
sell for a lot.
if you can time your thing when those are going on clearance or when they're going on when they're retiring. Nobody wants them anymore. They got to swap them out. That's when you get them, and they're just like, not every Walmart or Target or whatever is the same, but you can get them for like $5. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
They're just everywhere. It'll be like 30 of them because one Walmart district distribution like cleared out and filled this one with them. But
Yeah.
so you have to drive around a lot. I mean, not everybody has time for that, but
Yeah.
and then you
All
get
Brandon does. Brandon has all the time in the world. He can do whatever he wants. The guy has a full-time 40-hour job, but he doesn't actually show up to work for 40 hours. So
No, I'll just take the helicopter and fly to different Walmarts, different shows, different cons.
So, Brandon, are you going to start collecting Lego now too?
I already have.
Oh, okay.
Well, why? I didn't know you were going to collect Lego, and now you're buying a big collection of Legos. What are you trying to?
Well, no.
Or
So
what?
the story is about a year ago. Nate actually messaged me and said, "Hey, you live in New York?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "I know a guy who's selling a collection. He's from Queens, and I'm not sure what he has or whatever, but I know it's a lot of stuff. So I called the guy. I got stuck on the phone with him for about 2 hours.
Sorry.
I was messaging Nate constantly, telling him how much I hate him. And it's been a year, and the guy is still putting together his stuff. He basically has a huge storage warehouse of Lego, and it's not put together. He has the instructions. Apparently, he has boxes, and all the pieces are just taken apart. So I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Here's the thing. He's going to put them, fully together. So you're going to snap a photo of it. Right before you ship it, you have to take every piece off now. You have to make it not one piece. And you have to throw it, and you got to throw it into a bag. It's a huge hassle.
That's the dirty little bits that come on with my shop.
Yeah.
So if I were to take this collection, I showed you the collection of the boxes that are just, there's no minifigures in it, right? And I showed you the instructions, really nice instructions. I'm going to make good money off the instructions. Bullshit over here in the thing. If these were all complete, if there were minifigures mixed in with this, and I would go through this batch right now, and I'd take, like I said, the larger instructions, not the small ones. The small ones are fun to take the minifigures out of, toss them, whatever. I'm going through these, and I take them to my mom. My mom recently retired, and she said, I don't want to do puzzles anymore. I want something more meaningful. And I said, whoa, I got a thing for you. So my mom, are you, at least two of you are familiar with Bricklink?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Bricklink categorizes everything. Recently purchased by Lego. So it's now a subsidiary of Lego.
Oh, wow.
So anytime you want to buy a part, a little brown piece, a little 1x2, little, whatever, you can go there, 25 cents. You can buy a minifigure. You can pay too much for shipping, etc. So she has basically a Bricklink inventory where we kind of pull from, and if there's a part missing, and we just fill it up. So she gets bored. She builds a set. She says, hey, buy me lunch. Come on over. And I show up. I post the thing. I bring it home. I post it. Take a picture. My wife in the house watches Survivor or Deadliest, whatever the fuck it is. And then she tears it down, puts it in Ziploc bags, and then I ship it. So it's a family thing.
That's what you have to do, Chris. So you're only making it to snap a photo. Photo's done. Now you take it all apart.
Yep, but you have to because you get like 60% more interest if you build it.
Oh yeah, of course.
You can't just show a bag of bricks.
Yeah, well, this guy showed me about 37 barrels of Legos or Lego and all this stuff, and I'm just sitting there looking at it like I have no clue what's going on.
You only want the figures. Who cares about the bricks? And
so, Chris, after you build it, how much free time does your wife currently have to break it all down and put it into bags for you?
A 3-year-old and a 1-year-old here, I would say 0.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a huge undertaking, let alone if you don't totally know what you're doing.
Well, yes, but it was. I was still appreciative that he actually reached out and he had asked.
Of course, yeah.
And I told him that if I did buy it, I would kick him back something.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Thank you very much, Nate, for joining us, talking to us about Lego and your Lego collection. We appreciate you. And it's always good to learn about a new line of toys that we don't all collect. Charles has been getting involved. Brandon's been getting involved. Chris is
not getting involved.
He's been not answering his phone anytime there's a number from Queens calling him. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate all of our viewers. You're watching here on YouTube or maybe on your favorite podcast app. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment. Let us know what you think about Lego collections, Lego collectors. Are you involved in the community? And if you are, do you focus on Star Wars? Do you go across all the lines? We want to hear what your thoughts are on collecting Lego. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll be here again, of course, on Wednesdays with our Wins and Whiffs episode, and of course every Sunday with a new podcast episode, whether it's live or recorded. Thanks very much for being here, and we will see you next time on 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Bye.
Later.
Thanks, Nate.
Thanks,
Later.
Nate. Thanks for
I'm
coming.
out.
Thanks, man.
I'm out.